Rosie Sexton takes on Wendy Tommomi.
My weaknesses? I don't have any weaknesses.
In Japan, I'm known to be the most fearsome and strongest woman. I'm looking forward to finding out how tough the guard fighters are here.
I expect this to be a really exciting fight.
Winning is a must.
It all comes down to who wants it more.
Wendy Tommomi and Rosie Sexton. Another great ladies fight. Rosie Sexton coming out of England and coming off a huge, very impressive win over Karina Dam by armbar. Wendy Tommomi, we hadn't seen her in the Bodog ring yet, but we knew she was tough as nails. She had a great karate background. We were expecting a lot of action in this one.
As is her style, Rosie came out super aggressive, charging right out of the corner. But Tommomi showed that she was ready. Tommomi surprised me by being able to work the angles. Every time Rosie shot in for a takedown, she'd step off and throw a flurry of punches and a kick, really taxing Rosie and managing to keep the fight on her feet. Eventually, Rosie got the takedown she was looking for, and then it was the beginning of a very, very long round for Tommomi. Rosie maintained ground control for a long time, holding full mount and just raining down punches. I give credit to the Bodog fight official that he didn't stop the fight because Tommomi was blocking a lot of those shots, but it still couldn't have been pleasant being down there.
Tommomi is rocked. She is rocked and almost giving her back.
Tommomi eventually got her escape opportunity toward the end of the round when Rosie went for an armbar and actually got it fully extended. But Tommomi managed to squirm free and set herself up in the guard and even lay down a little bit of ground and pound of her own before the final horn.
By Troy Water, let it continue through this first round because we would have missed all of this had he stopped because Rosie was blasting all those shots to the head of Tommomi. Look at this stuff. This is terrific. The crowd loves it as the buzzer goes up. Listen to the crowd.
The crowd was definitely on a high at the end of round one, and we were all looking forward to round two, but nobody expected what we were about to see. Once again, both fighters came roaring out of their corners, and once again, Tommomi was doing well with her flurries of punches and kicks. Sexton was actually having a tough time trying to get Tommomi to the canvas, and she finally got a good body lock and worked her way around to Wendy's back. That's when disaster struck. Rosie tried a modified version of a Tani Otoshi judo throw, otherwise known as the valley drop. But when she dropped to the canvas, she accidentally pinned Wendy's leg in a very unnatural angle.
Wendy's leg got caught in between the two bodies and the ankle completely dislocated. Wendy's screaming in pain. It was hard to watch.
That was the most gruesome injury I've ever seen in an MMA fight. Basically, the crowd just went completely silent. Nobody could believe what they were looking at.
Now, what happens normally when an injury of this type occurs is you go to the judge's scorecard and you look at who was winning. If the person who was winning is the one that's not injured, the fight will go to them. If the person who is injured was the one winning on the scorecards, usually the fight becomes a no contest and a rematch is set up. In this bout, Rosie Sexton was ahead on the cards. She got the win. I know she probably would have rather won a different way, but hey, a win's a win.
I mean, I really hope she's going to be okay and that she's going to make a full recovery. I mean, I'm sure she will. Knowing how tough she is, I'm sure she'll be back to action, yeah, pretty soon. And yeah, I've got every respect for her. She's a great fighter.
On the way to the hospital, Shu Harada told me that Tommomi started crying. And he asked her if she was in pain. She said no. She said, I'm crying because I had her. That says it all about the warrior spirit of Wendy Tommomi. She's actually gotten in some trouble from her doctors because she's insisting on doing upper body rehab exercises while she's even in her hospital bed. Thankfully, after 3 surgeries, she's already out of the hospital, and she's chomping at the bit for a rematch with Rosie Sexton. And I, for one, can't wait to see it happen.